As most of you know, my name is Kaitlyn Matlock, and I have attended Noble Public Schools for the entirety of my education. This 2020 school year was abruptly interrupted by the COVID-19 virus. However, my fellow peers, you have become my family through this unprecedented mess. Although our last year was cut short, we have learned so much over the past 4 years at Noble High School. Coach Vandenberg taught us to never use the words like, or. We learned how to survive Mrs. Cadell's class, and Mr. Barrett taught us how to work together to earn our incentive days. However, some things we learned weren't taught within the walls of Noble Public Schools. Usually these valedictorian speeches give credit to our accomplishments and speak to the values taught and put into practice by the school's faculty. But today I want to dedicate part of this speech to each of the students within Noble's graduating class of 2020. The class of 2020 is unique. We had to take the things we learned in this school and at home and create our own path to a successful school year. The parking lot graduation shows the grit and dignity we have as a class and as young adults. We have fought all the way to the end to pursue our dreams, and this will serve us well during the next phase of our lives. Many of us started working full-time jobs to begin saving for college. Many of us had to give up our senior seasons, but still found the good in our Facebook Live senior nights. And none of us ever expected a 2-month-long spring break. But in the midst of our current situation, we all had a moment of uncertainty about whether this graduation ceremony would even happen. Through that uncertainty, I want to personally thank Mr. Frank Solomon. Every step Mr. Solomon has taken has been in the best interest of the students and faculty of Noble Public Schools, and specifically our senior class. The pandemic has thrown every community and school district a giant question mark, but overall we should feel a little special getting all this attention from both. Next, I would like to thank God for giving me peace through this pandemic and blessing me with parents who push me to be my best every day, whom I also want to thank. But as I'm standing here today, I know I wouldn't be the person I am if it weren't for Mrs. Susan Kersey, and I would like to thank her for the influence she has been in my life. To the graduating class of 2020, if there is anything you take away from my speech, let it be the wisdom Mrs. Kersey shared with me. Love the people who struggle the most to see you succeed. Mrs. Kersey has been a shining example of these words of wisdom throughout my entire childhood, and she shows love to every person the minute she meets them. Previously being our librarian at Catherine I. Daly, I believe she is one of the reasons so many great students succeed as they move through Noble schools. I learned to love the people that hoped the worst for me, that spread rumors to others, and those that said I wasn't enough. I have learned that those people can be our best motivation to succeed in life. If it weren't for those people, I would have never tried my hardest to become a valedictorian or go to college on academic and volleyball scholarships. As each of us enter the next chapter of our lives, we must realize we are the next generation. Simply stated, killing people with kindness will be one of our tickets to a better future. Through the pandemic, our community has displayed kindness and grown closer by adopting each senior to show us we are loved, and we should look for ways to pass that forward. As the next generation, it is our duty to do so and to grow this pattern of kindness and love, especially with those who struggle the most to see us succeed. Mrs. Kersey, you look awesome.